Hello everyone, welcome to Blue Dragon Actuarial. So I have received a request for kind of creating a video or 5 minutes video series on risk neutral valuation and real world scenarios or real world real world scenarios basically. And yeah, so I have already covered that in extreme detail in asset liability management video, but I think, and I will just play that portion. But I think because the size of the video is 51 minutes, no one probably had sat through the entire video, and that's unfortunately that's the problem. Someone told me that when you are creating these videos, right? But until and unless they pay for these videos, they would not watch the entire video. So it's better that you create a shorter version of the videos, and that's why from there I kind of thought about the idea of 5 minute video series, which will be eventually be building to a maybe a bigger video. And also it's kind of new, so uh, people are not kind of habitual to kind of listen to video from YouTube for actually for say 50 minutes. I mean, the people are kind of looking for entertainment in YouTube, right? So this is not an entertainment, so that's why I think there is an issue. There is one more call out that I just like to have. So if you have any suggestion for feedback or any topics that you want me to cover, please write it in the comment section of YouTube. What I've observed is people are coming to my LinkedIn profile and messaging me. So if you can just avoid that and comment in the YouTube, so I can plan accordingly. I mean, LinkedIn messaging is more important for me for some other stuff, maybe job related or whatever. I mean, whenever I'm posting for some vacancy, if someone is kind of reaching out to me, I think that's the way I want to use LinkedIn. And also in future there might be other people who would be kind of creating videos for my channel, and if you just reach out to me, I think that would be difficult for others to know. So if in case you are kind of reaching out for any topic, any suggestion, any feedback, please write it in the comment section of YouTube only, right? So that, I mean, everyone would be kind of aware that okay, you are you need this point. So I'll
Explain
scenarios
in
that we have,
detail.
and I think you have heard of this. One is called the risk neutral scenario, and one is called the real world scenario. So, what is the difference between risk neutral scenario and real world scenario? So, one is looking backward, and one is looking forward, and that's how I kind of remember it. So, risk neutral scenario means fair valuation. The example of market consistent liability or fair valuation of liability that is just gave. So that means that what is the so suppose you know that the 10 years, after 10 years the price is say 100 rupees, and you are purchasing it at 90 rupees. So you have to kind of use some discounting method. You have to kind of use some methodology, some discounting, so that you will get to that 900 now. So 900 is the price that is true at this point of time. As for example, the Axis Bank example that I we just saw, right now the price is 634, and suppose 10 years down the line the price would be say 1600 maybe. So you have to kind of use some mechanism to come to this 634, and you can use a scenario like like a discount rate, a series of discounted curve, a series of discounted basically to come to that. So that scenario is called risk neutral, which is kind of discounting the future price to the current price, current available market price. So that is also the part of fair valuation or market consistent valuation. Risk neutral would always be used. However, suppose you are trying to gauge what would be this, like what would be the axis price in 10 years down the line. Like you are right now, you are here and you are trying to predict the future. So then you will use real world scenario, like you believe that, like for example, right now the inflation is very high. The US Fed has increased the interest rate because the inflation there came at 8.6 or 8.9, which is at, I mean, multi-decade high. In UK, the inflation came as 9%, which is once again 40-year high inflation. So obviously, all these central banks are kind of going to increase the interest rate. So if you are kind of doing the calculation right now, you know that the interest rate will be higher for say next 2 years, right? So that's your expectation. So in risk neutral valuation, you are looking backward because you are trying to equate it to the today's market price. But in risk real world scenario, you are looking forward.
right? So that's the difference. I think that would be clear now.